Hi, everyone. Welcome to this sacred gathering of Sisters of the Rose. I'm Elohi Magdalena Rosa, and I'm an intuitive healer, channel, and voice alchemist. And I'm here with my beloved sister, Pamela.
Hello, Elohi. I am Pamela Jane Gerrand, Elohi Maria Rosa of the Sisters of the Rose, and I am a sacred muse, tone poet, musician, singer, songwriter, and keeper of the heart flame.
Beautiful. Thank you, my sister. And what a important day to be gathering here on this, February 22nd, which is a 222 222 portal that, the twos represent that divine co-creation, divine partnership. It is the master number of the master builder. And we are here to co-create with all of you listening now and those who will listen to the replay, to bring into this sacred space energies to support us all, especially in the heart space. We're all going through this huge transformation, and it's always beneficial and beautiful to be supported by the celestial energies and these portals that open up to help us access energies that maybe on other days is more difficult. It's all these astrological movements are really coming together to support us in this huge transformation that we're all going through. And there's a lot of core wounds coming up to be healed and to be laid to rest, I want to say, because I feel that we're all working through our karmic, debts and karmic resolution, and putting all that behind us so that the new that wants to birth through us can do so. And it's interesting I've been feeling for myself of this message of not settling for less, and really asking myself the question, what is it that sparks the passion within me? And there's certain things that I already know that do that, like, doing this work in the retreats that Pamela and I do together, and bringing women together, and hopefully in the future, our brothers as well, into that sacred space to do the deep work, to really show up in the world as who we are, to be held in that space of love. Sound alchemy does that for me when I'm walking in the room and allowing all these beings to come through me and to sound through me, and really feeling uplifted in those moments. And so I'm bringing this question forward because I feel that part of the energy of this portal is helping to bring forth the seeds of creation that were planted within us long ago, of what is next for us, what we are birthing into this material world, in support of being these anchors of light on the planet and of love, and the way of love that Mary Magdalene, speaks of in her gospel, of letting love be that way of being and living from that place. And so I want to bring that question out to all of you who may be listening. Ask yourself, what is it that brings you the greatest passion? So you can reconnect with those seeds that I know for all of us are, as we heal these karmic wounds, we are ready to birth these new creations in whatever form it is for you. I know for me, it is creative expression, and had such a beautiful insight today around that, of something that I had suppressed since I was a child, and it wanting to come back up to be rebirthed through me. And Pamela, I know you also, right, have been going through that cycle, so I'm going to let you share about your own journey.
Thank you, Elohi. Yes, it is true that our creative expression, that flame of joy that lights up our soul purpose when we are feeling connected to that source energy and feeling in flow and co-creating and feeling inspired to reach out to others and be in that place of fullness and the divine feminine that is beauty and expression and the vulnerability of allowing our heart to fully flower. I love that word, fluorescence, that which is seated in us that is here to flower. And being here with you today and having moved through some really heavy energies in the past 2 weeks, I'm feeling that beautifully connected space in my heart. And I want to speak to the purpose of the deepening into the places where we feel the opposite of that. There has been, as you say, so much that's been rising to the surface in the past few weeks. The astrology is awakening this in us to bring forth anything that is not in alignment with our highest good, anything that is not love. It feels like that place where fear and love meet. It kind of feels like we've been in the crosshairs in the past couple of weeks, in that the fear has been so alive, and what has been ancestral or personal, it's planetary. There is so much that's dark and violent and painful in the world at this moment, that we are in these crosshairs. We can't look right, we can't look left. And it's been purposeful that we feel this density, this intensity. And it can be so uncomfortable because it makes us question, what's wrong with me? Why am I feeling this? I've done so much work. I have, stood on higher ground, and here I am back in the depths. And what I've really come to know in the past couple of days, because what has also been contributing to this is following people that are posting space weather, and there have been in the past 48 hours some massive X-class solar flares. This is, the energy of the sun activating this rising within us. We are literally becoming the phoenix. And in the process, so much of what we've known to be true is turning to ash, including identity. And so meeting this fear, allowing ourselves to actually shake hands, shall we say it, shake hands with the devil. What is that devil? What is the demon in you? What is that darkest part of you that is still allowing you to feel somehow a sense of self-judgment or this limitation of something that's, you're still playing small in some way, right? And this, I believe, is what we are here for, is to free ourselves from these last tethers of this fear that appears to be so breathing down our neck, that it seems to have so much power. But what is really beautiful about these times is that when we allow ourselves to really meet that fear, to meet that, it can be a fear that has been in you since childhood, but what we've been talking about this, it can also be something that has traveled through your bloodlines, something that you are here to be the cycle breaker for. You're here to heal. And I just got a shiver up my back, because we are made of good stuff, and we have so many helpers around us at this time to help us meet this fear, this doubt, this shame, this aching, this knowing that we are here for more. And it's like what keeps us small is a paradox, because it actually hands us the key to our epic transformation, to that place where we step beyond what has kept us imprisoned. It's a shackle that is, it's made of nothing. That once we really relax into our true power and let the tears flow and meet this fear with the fullness of our love, I believe this is what we are here to do at this time, is to meet that fear with the fullness of our love and let it be dissolved, released. It's just a paper tiger. It has no power.
Thank you, my sister. So powerful. Yeah, it reminds me of a vision that I was given a couple years ago in a journey that I was doing, and to heal. I was doing a lot of work with the ego part of me that was feeling very tethered to different parts of my life, and especially the tethers of identities around a day job that I had, identities around family. And the vision that I was shown was a woman holding her child. And my guide said that, the way forward for humanity was to, be the mother to their inner child, to hold the ego as your child. And so that mother is that divine feminine energy. She is rising now to be that nurturer, to mother the parts of us that many times have felt in exile, felt in prison by beliefs and, old wounds and words said and all the experiences that we've had in this lifetime and other lifetimes. And that, love really is the way forward. So the divine feminine, who is naturally a nurturer, and holding that child and loving her or loving him and allowing it to be heard and to be seen. And so many of us have hidden ourselves, including myself. I never felt completely safe being here in this body. But I know that my soul chose to be here. I know that we have all been preparing for a long time to be here, to remember and to awaken from the amnesia, because there's a timing to all of that.
Yes.
And I feel the timing now really is about really putting those old stories, those old wounds, laying them to rest. Because as you said, Pamela, every challenge really does have goodness in it. It is mirroring to us the places within where love is being called forth, because love is our true essence. And so whatever's separating us from that love is where we're being called to do the work, and also to expand more into joy. It's like we're creating a new blueprint, a way of being in the world that is apart from the conditioning that we have experienced for thousands of years. So I feel excited about that as well, that despite the, so many times and days, including this morning where I woke up feeling so exhausted because I could feel I was working in the ethers and in the spiritual realms, but also excited about what I can feel is wanting to birth through me and through humanity, because we're doing this together. That is the thing. We are really coming into community together, into the remembrance that we are all one, and what's within me is also within you and within all. And so when we do the work within ourselves, we're also doing it for everyone else. And I just feel so much goodness in that.
Ooh, I just felt this rushing river of joy come through me as you say this. And I want to speak to the synchronicities of life that you were speaking to so beautifully, that there is so much wisdom in the wound and so many gifts, and the times we're brought to our knees. And I am so deeply grateful for 2.5 years ago when I'd never broken a bone in my life, but I had a fall in the woods and tripped and broke my ankle and had some other injuries. And I was, in bed healing for a couple months. And my dear friend Sarah Adams guided me to a meditation with you on the Enlightened World Network. And I hearken back to some of these. That was one of the lowest moments, those few months of my life. When you're brought to your knees and it's a full stop, it's such a gift. That chrysalis, when we're meant to heal. And it's, we think that these times when we're in that yang masculine manifesting out in the world, doing the things, that's great. That is wonderful. But we are cyclical beings. And what I've come to know in the past 6 weeks, because it's been a very inward time for me, doing a lot of healing, physical, mental, emotional, for myself, for my family of origin, and really including all of humanity in that, is that it is those times when we're brought to a full stop, brought to our knees, where we have the courage to be in the silence, where sometimes it can just echo and we want to grab our phone and scroll or look, anything but going into feeling that pain or that fear or that whatever it is that we're being asked to really contact. Is that when I was in that time of healing, I was led to hear your voice. And in the moment that I went, who is this? Who is this woman who feels like my soul sister? And so many gifts have come since we met each other. And I know without a doubt that with every challenge that we encounter, and usually the ones that are the most profoundly painful, we are met with the most exquisite angels, both heavenly and earthly, and we are never left in the desert without water. In fact, it's when we choose to do that hero's journey that we end up encountering through synchronicity the better angels on our path that lead us to the most, profound evolution. So I bow to you, my sister, because I am so grateful for the work that we are doing. And for the times in my life where, everything is timing, and a deepening of my trust of the sisterhood, because we all have wounds and scars of the shadow feminine where things fell apart or we thought we trusted somebody and they went away, and sometimes it was a big kapoo that, the exit was painful. These are all teachings. And I too am excited because at this time, I know to my bones that those of us who are the midwives of this mythic time, we agreed to feel deeply these wounds. We agreed to not look away when others are suffering and to feel a depth of compassion that your joy is mine and your suffering is also my own. That is the mantle of the Christ. So I feel that mantle of the Christ allowing us to feel so deeply, which at times may feel like a burden, we are coming into the fullness of that divine feminine gift where it's coming into its full flowering, where we can take each other's hands and say, I know how you feel. I've been there. And I have some, tips along the way. And here's some water. And may I take your hand, and can I guide you? Can we go together on this path? Because you're not alone.
Yeah, and I bow to you, my sister. I always tell people how I wouldn't be where I am without the love and support. And, as we open more to who we are, we attract our soul family. And, we are soul sisters. And in that, meeting, we discovered even deeper connections from other lifetimes.
Mm-hmm.
And, we are here because we're all teachers and students at the same time. We really are here to hold each other's hands, to lift each other. And I have felt that, for a long time, I was trying to do this on my own.
Mm-hmm.
And there were several times when I, have been brought to my knees and had a near-death experience. And I was reminded, like, you're not meant to do this alone, right?
Mhm.
It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to be part of a community. And it was when I was writing my book back in, 2014 and 15, where I started to allow myself to receive in that way. And I
Mm.
think that this is what you and I are helping to create is these sacred spaces, gatherings where we can support each other in that way,
Yeah.
where we can hold each other's hands, where if there's something that, you are wishing to let go of, and you
Mhm.
and you need some deep support, because it's scary to go into the shadows sometimes. It's scary to go to that place where you've been avoiding it because you just don't want to go there, and maybe you don't feel you yourself have the courage to do that. But when you're in a place where everyone is holding that for you and mirroring that to you, you then do have the courage to step into that place that seems so scary. But when you get to the other side, you realize, like, wow, this is exactly what I needed, right? I needed to step through that to reclaim a part of me. And we are
Right.
all reclaiming
Oh,
that divine power that is part of our divinity, of being, 100%, as it says in, Megan Watterson's book on the Gospel of Mary Magdalene, 100%, soul source and 100% human, and
yeah.
bringing those parts together in this human body. We're not meant to leave this body. We're meant to anchor more of that light in this body to help with the transformation that we're going through, the ascension, and having community. I mean, I wouldn't be where I am without you, my sister, the people who have been with me for years, witnessing my own journey. I am
Yeah.
so deeply grateful for all of that. And that's what the these times are calling us back into community. It is what was practiced in ancient times.
Mm.
It is what a lot of the indigenous peoples continue to practice, of that soul family energy, that community that helps to heal each other through dancing, through singing, through sounding, right? All of that, because we are vibration. And that
Mhm.
is what, I love doing with you, my
Mhm.
sister,
Me
is, you
too.
know, never know what's going to come through our voices.
Right.
So
Right.
ethereal, yet earthly, mystical at the same time, and full of so much energy to go deep within, but then to also expand and activate us into who we truly are.
Oof. I am just feeling from my heart, my throat, my third eye, and my crown are just like right now opening up, um, like a football field, just woof, because for decades I felt the calling to be this, to walk in this world as an earth angel, as a shaman, as a ceremonialist. Say that three times quickly. All of these practices that I know are from past lifetimes, but they were so in my blueprint, in my DNA, to bring people together, to activate this knowing and this remembrance, especially in circles with women, with each other. And hand in hand with this calling was a feeling of being the lone wolf. And at times it just, I've never given up, but at times it became so lonely. And at the heavy lifting, I call it the Chicken Little syndrome, where okay, I've planted the wheat, I've harvested the wheat, I've made the bread. You know, those days are behind us. And so much of it was rooted in feeling alien, in feeling like, what is wrong with me? I'm such a square peg in a round hole. I freak people out. I make them feel too much. There's just something about me, turning against ourselves when it seemed that we were encountering this in the world, which the wisdom that we know, and you and I have healed this in each other, because we know that it's because we have been willing to vulnerably go to the darkest places. Talk about being a daughter of Persephone, taking a deep dive into the underworld where we face the most horrific, ugly parts of ourselves that have been abandoned, where we have felt so betrayed or rejected that we've ended up rejecting and betraying ourselves. And what we are reclaiming at this time is those parts that have dwelled in the shadows, that have held this song of sorrow and resurrection. And I think about blues songs. Blues music is singing to the deepest pain in us to liberate it as a catharsis, right? And so we holy medicine women who are finding each other, we are the midwives of the miraculous, because like with any birth or death, it's ultimately the most profound privilege to be with someone as they pass from this world or bring new life through the body vehicle, this temple. And it's bloody and it's unknown. And it takes us to this liminal space where pain and joy collide. And we know that we have a different circuitry where we don't look away. We lean in at the moment of birth. We lean in at the moment of death. And we say, we hold the person's hand and we sing to them. We sing, I think of Clarissa Pinkola Estes in her book, Women Who Run with the Wolves. That story, La Loba, spoke to me, God, 15 years ago or more. When I read that book, all the hairs on the back of my neck were prickling. I turned into a wolf woman. I was like, oh my God, this is my story. And she talks about the bones on the desert floor and how La Loba, the wolf woman, who had been this woman who dwelled in the shadows and was not afraid of the bloodiness of birth, and she was not afraid of the rattling bone cage of death. In fact, she called it towards herself and said, I am here to be the one to meet you in this space beyond space and time. And she talked about sitting before this pile of bones and a little bit of skin and fur. And she would feel into the depth of misery and anguish and beauty and joy and all that it is to be human. And she would begin to feel this song come from the center of Mother Earth, from the molten core. And it would rise up through her feet and her body into her pelvis until it began to sing her. And as she let this song come through the portal of her throat gate, these bones began to animate, and the fur and the bones became a being, and it became the wolf, and ran off fully formed and alive and resurrected to the horizon, where it made a sound that broke through the sound barrier of the Maya of all humans that were sleeping and awakened them to the truth and the mystery of who they truly are. And she says to sing means to use the soul voice. It means to say on the breath the truth of one's power and one's need. To sing is to breathe soul over that which is ailing or in need of transformation. And I believe that you and I, my sister, and anyone else who is here using sound as their sonic vibrational medicine right now, we are here to breathe soul and sing over that which is ailing and in need of transformation, which is the whole flipping world at this point. Every human on the planet is in need of this.
Yeah, so beautiful. It reminds me of, in my book, The Unmasking Your Soul, Chamber 7, the soul chamber of light, is divine voice. And always reminded, right, that, divine voice is where the soul is aligned with the heart, and what is expressing through your voice is the voice of your soul. And
Mm-hmm.
gosh, I remember for me, there were so many layers that were separating me from my true voice. And, if I listen to myself from years ago to now, and the difference, and there's a lightness that has come, because all the times where I felt I couldn't use my voice in the way that I was guided to, and was terrified of being, speaking in public, and now I'm doing sound alchemy performances, and this work with you, and it is so enlivening. And so, we are all being called to reclaim our voice from that soul perspective, because the voice is, it is the instrument. Some people call it the instrument of God. It is the place where creation happens through spoken word, through song, right? And even if you're, a writer, the creation is being seated in the womb, and then it comes up and expresses through your hands, through your voice.
Mm-hmm.
And we are all reclaiming all these parts of us that will allow us to bring healing, from within. And my guides are always reminding me that, whatever gifts you have, to use them.
Right.
Because when you don't use what you came here to be and do, a tug of war begins to form inside of you. And it's
Mm-hmm.
exhausting. And I'm talking from my own experience, of having gone through this many times, and feeling that tug of war right now, of a part that I need to heal, that wants to bring creative expression through, who's kind of been suppressed for a long time now.
Yeah.
And allowing all of that to come through, and to reclaim the powerful beings we are, not from a place of what the human incarnate mind would think of, but the place of soul, because the soul brings this tenderness, this unconditional love, this way of being through us, that knows, right, like what the next step is that we need to do. What are the moments of creating versus what are the moments of resting, and being in that flow and balance with your soul of, the doing and the beingness. And so important, if you need to take a nap during the day, you take a nap, because we've been so conditioned to do the opposite, to do. And there is a dance that our soul has of the beingness to nurture the seeds, and then the doingness to bring those seeds out into the world. So it's reminding me of this dance and this flow that we create in the work that we do, in these retreats.
Yes, without a doubt. And as you're saying that, again, I come to the paradox of the times that we are living in, where there has been so much division around so many subjects, where when people have spoken their truth, there has been a backlash. There has been a punishing for that speaking of our truth at times, that causes us to shut down this part of us, and also it affects our heart. So there is an epidemic on this planet right now of issues with our hearts and issues with our throats. A lot of thyroid disease and hormonal imbalance, especially in women. And this is really rooted in we being the wisdom carriers, the wisdom keepers. Our heart knows. We have gut wisdom, our belly wisdom, to be expressed from our heart knowing through our throat. But there has been so much fear around being rejected, being repudiated, being killed. We have what Sarah El-Kadi, the alchemist, calls the doom imprint. Many lifetimes where if we spoke out against the powers that be, our lives were ended. We carry this doom imprint of, wow, as I start to say it, you can feel that phlegm starts to come up in your throat. That is our personal and collective constriction that is at the heart of what we have come to heal, is to feel safe to speak our truth. And whether that be in relationship, in family relationships, in work relationships, anywhere in the world where we have an impulse, we have a feeling, because the divine feminine gift is that of intuition. We can have a knowing when something is just not right. And when we go, as you say, we pay for that. When we go against that knowing, when our body is telling us in every way, it's almost electric when we get that intuition through us, right? If we go silent, this has been the experience of the feminine, of women for centuries, of either being silenced or silencing ourselves. When we have a knowing to bring forth a truth that we know is ours to give. So I feel so passionate about this because I myself have been dealing with 7 or 8 years with a thyroid issue. And as I look into this and lean into it and feel into it, it is completely an experience of 1 foot on the gas, 1 foot on the brake. I will bring forth something that I'm called to speak or say or sing. And especially if it goes against the powers that be, the mainstream narrative, I've come to a point in my life where I must own this truth. It is a visceral feeling that I have, that I, with compassion and with diplomacy and discernment, but I must speak this. And I've had backlash in the past few years in a huge way, that the impulse to go back into the turtle shell, I say this, it's like we peek out, but there we have the shell of protection, and it is our humanness. We have a survival instinct to be, to be a part of the tribe. And when we are excommunicated, it literally energetically feels like a danger in our body. So there is this paradox right now of knowing that we must speak our truth with love and compassion, but we cannot silence ourselves any longer. And we owe it to each other to encourage each other to speak our truth, own it, and with love, allow the chips to fall where they may, and to honor those that feel threatened by this, because we know everyone is playing a divine role at this time. But for centuries, we've allowed ourselves to go silent again. And our hearts shrivel. Our bodies are drained. Our creativity is drained. We become shadow artists. We bring forth our gifts around our chores and our duties, but we don't give it the full force of our mercurial magnificence, which we are meant to do. So I feel this is at the heart of what we have come together to do in this liberation lifetime, is to invite women to trust this journey of liberating their own heart, their own voice, and having a web of sisters, this circle that they can rely on, because it takes a huge amount of courage to step out of your comfort zone, right? And we're here to hold each other up, to hold each other's backs, to hold each other's hands. And the joy that comes in, this is what we've come for on the planet at this time, is to invert the matrix of suppression, silencing, any of the messaging that has just been here to keep us small, stuck, and scared. We are here to blow that open, because on the other side of that is the synergy of our flowering into the freedom of living the lives we know we came to live, where we can trust our heart, where we can trust and take such joy in being fully who we are and not diluting it, not distracting ourselves, owning it.
Thank you, my sister. I can feel all the energies, coming in to support us in that, in doing that. And so the invitation for those of you here or listening on the replay is to join us in Costa Rica, April 20th to the 27th.
Yes.
In a couple of months. It's a 7-day all-inclusive retreat. And it is about what Pamela is speaking about. It is about an initiation, because the work we do is initiatory. And if you feel your soul calling you to really step into a bigger and more expansive expression of who you are, then join us. We work with the energies of the Sisters of the Rose, who have lived throughout time in many different civilizations. Many have been priestesses of Isis in Egypt, priestesses in Lemuria, in Avalon, just so many lifetimes where that energy of the rose has been an illumination, a pathway of initiation to that place where the sacred union happens between the feminine and the masculine. And in Mary Magdalene's message for this retreat, she talks about the coming together of the Christos Sophia and birthing that divine child. And we are that divine child. And so in this retreat, we're going to be taking you through 3 different transmissions, and the foundation of this is the triple goddess energies. The triple goddess exists in many different forms, but when you think of the maiden, the mother, and the crone, in our case, the maiden is represented by Mary Magdalene, and that is the energy, in the womb of purity, of that essence of wonderment. Just connecting with that part of ourselves that holds that. It is the part that we were born with that then kind of got beaten out of us as we experienced this life on this earth. But I'm laughing because, we are being asked to step into this from a place of more joy. And in fact, Isis and my Syrian guides, Ishtar, keep talking about an adventure. Like to step into this adventure of your new life, right? We're putting to rest the old life we lived, and now we're stepping into this new adventure. And what is that adventure going to be for you? And Mother Mary holding, the energies of the mother, and she's the nurturer. But when you think about that energy of mother, I think of Sophia. And all these goddesses that hold that divine mother energy, and Kali, Isis, so many representations of that divine mother energy that is wanting to help us nurture and to awaken to remembrance from within. So I work a lot with water, and water is playing a big role in the healing that we're going through, of this remembrance of that we hold water within. And so connecting in with water in that sacred way, it has a consciousness. It holds source consciousness. And that consciousness knows how to help us heal. And guess what? Water gets to flow wherever it needs to in your body to help you heal. So that mother energy is bringing, I always see this vision of like this holy chalice just pouring upon our bodies and all the layers of our being to help us recalibrate and reharmonize that which is separate from the truth. And then we have the crone, which Isis is representing for us in this retreat. And the crone, the sage, you can think of Sophia again, the goddess Sophia of wisdom, all the representations that we hold as the crone, as that wise sage that has lived before, and we are being awakened from this amnesia to remember more and more of the practices that we had, the ceremonial aspects that were so integral to those lifetimes that really made it feel like family and home and community. And we are bringing that back because it is part of our DNA. It is part of what we are here to remember and to bring forth in the ways, right, that we're meant to bring them forth and into modern times, I want to say, of bringing those ceremonies and all those aspects into modern times to help us live our lives from this deeper place of knowing, of love, of wisdom. And they are specifically going to be working on, initiating, whoever joins us. And we already have 8 amazing women. There's room for 7 more to be initiated into the holy grail mysteries of the womb, the heart, and the brow. And when you think of those points in the body, right, the womb where the seeds are created and fertilized, it is the initiation point. And in the heart is helping to fertilize those seeds. Love, is the all, it's the alchemy. It is the guide, the teacher. It goes into all the places where we need more love to help us bring more of our soul's light in our body. And then the third eye, right? When you think of, being able to see through the eyes of love. And the heart also has the ability, right? In Megan Watterson, she talks about the eye of the heart. We are connecting those channels of the divine feminine so that you can be initiated into being your own holy grail, your own holy chalice, to reclaim your power, to reclaim your voice, to reclaim your gifts, right? Those of us who have been hiding, some of our gifts. I include myself in that because I feel like I'm getting ready to step out of the spiritual closet and be full alien and, be all of me and be unapologetic about it. That's what I was feeling from you, Pamela, as you were speaking. We're not meant to apologize anymore.
Exactly. And in that knowing, what I know from the deepening in the past couple of weeks that I've gone through is sometimes, we can compare and go, like, what is wrong with me? I just want to feel free. Where did my joy go? I'm feeling so much heaviness. And, it's others that are also, whatever you may want to call us, light workers, we're starseeds. Some say Blu-ray starseeds. Those of us who came here to transmute the darkness, to transmute the heaviness, the density, these lowest emotional bandwidths that we, at least for myself, I know, I wasn't even aware as a little kid that I was so sensitive and empathic, but I always felt people's pain. It wasn't until my sister died when I was 15, and a Khalil Gibran prayer was chosen for her service, her memorial, and that began my love affair with poetry, especially poetry of the deep soul philosophers. And I remember reading at the tender age of 15, having lost my sister, where I was so grieved and confused. And she died in a car accident and was killed instantly. And she was here the day before and gone the next. And it began a lifetime of profound suffering for me, of more suffering than I could imagine, physically, mentally, emotionally. And at times, I wondered what was wrong with me, right? And would cry out in my dark night of the soul, repeated dark nights of the soul. And I go back to that Khalil Gibran poem where he speaks to being, at the breakfast table where sorrow and joy sit side by side. And the blade of sorrow carves out the bowl so that it may contain more joy, that self-same bowl. And he says those who have suffered the most can console the most. Now, I reread that poem in my 20s, and I began to really grok, understand with my whole being that it's not a punishment and it's not a failure to have lived a life where, if you imagine a hot air balloon, that we have come in this lifetime to have liftoff, to ascend, to up level. It's a part descension, ascension. We can argue, are we evolving or involving? Both. But if you think about the hot air balloon and the amount of ballast that one might have to embark upon this amazing adventure, some of us came agreeing to have a hell of a lot of ballast in our little basket that we had to address and befriend and heal and transmute for ourselves and others. And I have to say that in the past couple of weeks, I've really come to understand so deeply that it is actually the hallmark of Chiron, the wounded healer. It is the hallmark of the greatest gift is to be human and to feel so deeply the pain of others. That is compassion. And to feel so deeply and profoundly the pain that shapes us, not to become attached to it, not to wallow. I've also, we all have had to navigate that too, because it can be a mighty weight upon us if we feed that mind when it goes into depression. If I go to the Gene Keys, Richard Rudd, so beautifully, I forget which one of my Gene Keys it is, but I was like, crying, going. He basically said, if you're an artist, if you have come here to create from, all of the manure of your experience, to use that to grow the seeds of what you're here to share and shapeshift, and through your songs, through your poems, your art, your writing, whatever. He said, know that this will be, you will experience more melancholy than most, because that is the domain of the emotional, spiritual intelligence, is to allow yourself to feel that depth of darkness so fully, because it's freaking scary. We have a culture that has educated us. Oh, mayday, mayday, you're feeling bad. Quick, go shopping, have a drink, eat something, scroll. Like the distraction impulse is partly, might feel like a survival instinct to not feel that. But we, my sister, we are here to help others. We are here to be the divine doulas of that deepening, where to actually be the architect and excavator of your own, your own blueprint that includes all of it, and to not fear that deep dive and to find the treasures that may be there. We're here to hold your hand, because it can be scary, but the gift is courage. And we realize that it is actually in our mind that our fears grow bigger. Our heart, you think of the French word courage, that is the heart of courage, is that actually, when I said before, those fears are actually paper tigers. When we call forth the holy breath of the Divine Mother, and blow that fear away, it just goes ooh, I was so big and scary. But actually, your embodied love is greater than any fear.
So beautifully said, my sister. Yeah, this is the invitation for you all. We are still running a promotion that if you sign up with a friend, you each get $150 off. The links are below this video. And yeah, we're going to have a ceremony and journaling and poetry and transmissions, yoga. There'll be an opportunity for free time where if you want to sign up for some healing therapies at the Mystical Lodge, that you'll be able to do that. And whatever else is created, because, we always find that, we're given kind of the flow, but we are in divine flow because whatever needs to be created in the moment, that's what's going to happen. We are taking some excursions to ecothermales and to an eco farm. So we'll be able to receive those healing waters and then, taste some of the chocolate and coffee of a local farm. It's going to be amazing. And we can feel the energy, being created and the excitement and the expansion as well. I feel like, all of those being called to join us can feel that calling as well. So if you're one of those sisters that is feeling that call from your soul, then yeah, we invite you to check out our We Travel page, read about the retreat, and you can feel free to reach out to myself or Pamela. Our emails are included in the verbiage and the content below the video.
And I want to speak to Mystica Lodge because I co-led a retreat there 8 years ago. And, the image we have on the screen right now is of the beautiful dipping pool that has beautiful, pristine water. There's a little waterfall actually behind your picture. And there's an infrared sauna just to the right. And these waters of transformation, we've spoken a lot about releasing the ballast and the deep dive, and the joy is present in every moment. And I want to emphasize that this is an awakening of our womb wisdom for all of the healing, all of the insight, all of the answers to our deep soul questions we carry within. So we are coming together to, as you say, awaken the sensuality of, in this tropical jungle environment. It's so colorful and sensual, the scents and the sounds and the tastes. It naturally brings us into this deepening of our joyful nature and our playful, just that sense of when you were a little kid and you danced through the grass and you just felt so alive and there were no problems, right? So it is going to be a deep dive and also such an invitation into your lightness of being, because we came here to this planet to live in vitality, in abundance and joy and deep creativity. And right now on the planet, there is a freak of a lot of heaviness and density coming to the surface. So I feel this retreat is so perfectly timed because 2 months out, we are going to be coming into a lot of the energies are going to lighten by then, all this heavy lifting we will be moving through. So, Mystica itself is such a beautiful, beautiful retreat center. The accommodations are so sumptuous and gorgeous. And we are right on Lake Ardenal with the view of the volcano. It is just spectacularly gorgeous. There's a labyrinth. There'll be time to rest in the hammocks and allow yourself to really unravel and receive. This is the part of the divine feminine that has been calling to us over and over is that those of us that are healers and mothers and givers tend to give more until our cup is empty. This invitation for this retreat is to fully fill your cup to overflowing, because we cannot give from an empty cup. So our womb is always filling and refilling. It has that toroidal energy. Our womb can never be depleted. When we tap into that source energy, that divine feminine wisdom, we tap into that ever-flowing source of passion that may at times feel like the pilot light has flickered and maybe gone out a bit, but it is always there. So we are going to be coming together to stoke those flames, to move our bodies, to sound, release, to eat beautiful food together, to dance. And, this is necessary. We need to give ourselves a time of retreat. It is, in shamanic terms, people do the hero journey or a vision quest. And this is your invitation to come on a joyful, radiant, liberating vision quest.
Beautiful. I love that, my sister. We are anchoring that for all. And what I'd like to do is maybe move into some sounding. So again, for those of you who are interested, all the info is below. Feel free to email us.
And I also want to
feel your presence. Sorry?
Interrupt, but I was just going to say, before we move into the sounding, I just had a little nudge to mention that they can still make 2 payments, right?
Yes, thank you. Yes, you still have the opportunity. So you'll make a deposit and still have an opportunity to make 2 payments. So for those who need that, it's still available.
March 1st. April 1st.
Yes. Thank you, guides, for giving that nudge.
all obstacles to your attendance are being, everything is being open to you to allow you all that you need by way of abundance. And your family work situations will all accommodate this for you, because it's time. We came to be free. We came to live in the fullness of our joy and our feminine gifts.
Absolutely. We're ready to reclaim all of that. So we hope you can join us. And we always like to finish up when we do these sacred gatherings with a little bit of sounding. So I'm going to turn on a track, and we'll be bringing in our guides, and then we'll go from there.
And as we are moving into the full moon this week, I have a wee tone poem that is asking to be brought in at the beginning of our sounding.
Beautiful.
Honoring the full moon.
Right. And is that good, my sister, the sound? Is it good? Okay. All right. As we all take a deep breath together, and I invite each of you to, as you breathe in, you're breathing in love, and as you exhale, you're exhaling out anything that is not serving you in this moment, anything taking you out of this present moment of really receiving that love. So breathing in and exhaling out slowly. And breathing in and exhaling out slowly. And one more time, breathing in and exhaling out slowly. Hello, beloveds. We are Ishtar, and it is wonderful to be here with you. We are so grateful for your presence in the ethers and here on the earth, in the physical. Thank you for being here at this time. For you are part of this legacy, part of this grand transformation, this ascension that humanity is moving through. You are here to help usher in that new golden age that really comes from within your heart. For as you ascend, you descend through the spirals of the rose into your heart center. And so we invite beautiful Elohi Maria Rosa, Pamela, to share her poem with you as we prepare for this journey together.
Beautiful soul family. Allow yourself to receive this poem shifting in you and vibration or frequency of fear that has been lodged in your kidney, your heart, in your throat, in your lower back, perhaps in your third eye, a fear of seeing fully and clearly. Anywhere that frequency of love has been held in you as some form of protection, addiction, or simply a habit that has formed unconsciously, holding it there. We ask you to have the openness to allow to be released. And my beautiful dog Lexi, she is barking to bring forth her voice to allow us to release it. We have to be with what is. Poet Israel Tibet, who said, "And if you are to love, love as the moon loves. It does not steal the night. It only unveils the beauty of the dark." Share with you a poem that came to me around the energy of Grandmother Moon who shines upon us. For all our trials and tribulations, our challenges, our suffering, and the Grandmother shines her silky silver luminous light upon us. And with the energy of her grandmotherly wisdom, she rocks us, as my mother used to rock me, with two simple words and sounds. I know, I know, I know, I know, I know. Under the light of the full moon, Moon Mother sings to you. Whether you are walking or stumbling, soaring or sweetly weeping, let your vulnerability be your strength. The moonbeams whisper the tender truth of you. Let the moon your heart shine tender. Invite you to soothe your soul aches or heart pains, your body burdens. No one else knows your path. You are the mystic of your own glorious unfolding. Allow the tidal pull of Moon Mother to wash away anything you wish to relinquish or surrender Let go all that is ready to go. Let come all that is ready to come. Follow your dream crumbs laid out on the path before you. Breathe and call forth the story maker who dreams you awake, who urges you forward. Step one. The path is becoming you. Under the light of the moon, you find what is true. Moon Mother holds you. I know, she said. I know. I know. I know. I know. I know you have felt this pain that is felt. Will never, ever be relieved. Pain from your body that have carried through this lifetime. Deep body ache. We breathe the breath of great Mother Love, showering over your body into every molecule of cell. The awakening of your true healing. This moment, you allow the water. Water the places that have felt seemingly endless suffering. Each moment. And your mind that has felt as though you are in a labyrinth, moving thoughts, self-abandonment, although greater pain has been in abandoning yourself, feeling simply hopeless at times. Know that it is that we have rocked you. We have held you in the deep. And know that this time is coming to an end. The wheel is turning. Turn. Your wounds are being lit with the golden white light, showering our planet with a radiance so full, transcendent, Feel harmony, light. Space rocking you. All of the parts of you. Beloved one. You were born in original goodness. Comes now as spiritual around the top of your head and down around your heart, your belly, into your womb, your root, strengthening your root to this world. Feel a ruby red light carrying beyond. Light of calibration to the consciousness. Holy wholeness, where all fractured parts of you that have resided in a place of separation, limitation, lack, poverty, fear, shame, guilt, loneliness, doubt, this of despair, anguish. We below the holy breath of the violet flame of Saint Germain. At this time, allowing fire to separate it out, calling you in to this fire, rising now. Love coming you with sound of this new matrix, the new mother, inverted from the dark, reared from a place of brokenness, separation, woundedness, shadow. All of this now falling away. The Holy Mother, through every act, soft look from your eyes, every smile, every gift given. We activate the light language that beyond the mind, broken. And this light language is here now to bring the restructuring of all parts of you, your DNA, all the dormant parts of you awakening now. Lit up by the radiance of Mary Magdalene, Grandmother Anna, the Christ and family. They are bringing forth the coding that our circuitry may now light up, fully lit with this light. So it is. Amen. Aho miigwech for all our nations. you, me, and all our relations are all
Ishkwana
humanity, every
Sati.
man, woman, child, beast,
Oh Sakikwana.
coming home to love.
Shikwana. Shikwana.
Home to love.
Beloved daughters, I am here with you. Isis, Auset, Asu,
Ishkoae.
sending love to you, beloved.
Ishkokewa.
So grateful and honored that you are joining us at this time. And as I move my wings through your etheric being, through the layers of you that exist through time and space, you too are moving your arms, your hands, your body. Let this energy of love, this pure love, to enter your being, to be received by you into your heart, to your womb, your crown, your third eye, all the places within where love is being called to shine, to illuminate, to restore all that you are to your original divine blueprint. If you are listening, then you have been with me before. I call you forward. I call you, beloved daughter. Join me now. Join us as we gather here and as we prepare to gather together in sacred space in Costa Rica, anchoring into the energies of that land, of the waters, of the fire of the volcano, the earth, the animal spirits, the waters that want to shower you, to restore the pathways within you, where you have been sucked dry, beloved, where there is separation from the truth, where the words have stung you. No more, beloved. We bring love to those places, honoring each other, allowing that divine feminine to rise and be seen and be heard, to awaken within you, so that you may fly and soar, so that you may awaken to your own angelic starseed self. You are that and more. Remember who you are, beloved daughter of Sophia, beloved daughter of mine, beloved daughter of the Christos, those energies, that illumined light of love, that pure heart, pure love, way of being that is seated within you. You have practiced this before in ancient times. As I call forth my priestesses, join me now, beloveds. Join me as this vessel is a priestess and beloved Elohi Maria Rosa, who have been with me before in many lifetimes. You too have been. I call you to be here Listen to the calling of your soul. Listen to that call of love, of that divine feminine, that Shakti energy that wants to birth through you, that Kundalini energy from Mother Earth, Pachamama, Madre Tierra. She calls to us all to remember our connection, to remember the sacredness of each other and all that is, of the nature spirits, of the earth, the animal spirits, the elements, air and water and fire and earth, ether, the elements from other dimensions, our friends in the oceans, the whales, the dolphins. They have been carrying our burdens for so long. These beloved creatures in the ocean, sentient beings, holding the burdens of humanity because they have been helping to heal you, helping to open the pathways within you, to open the records that you hold within you, to illuminate the pathway of love, of healing, of anchoring the fullness of your divinity in this human body suit. Open, beloved daughters, to that which is within you, this pure love, as the whales wish to join us now. As they sing to you, receive and open, coming directly into your central nervous system, into your heart, into your energy centers. Receive from your brothers and sisters in the oceans. As they lift you to higher ground. As this symphony of sound rejoices and entering your body, your being, the layers of you, your spiritual body, mental body, emotional body, physical body, rejoicing, receiving, allowing, as it is being anchored within you, the sounds of creation, the love of creation moving through you. As you are coming home to that place within you.
Ia. Iaka. Iaka iaka kokoea. Iaka wishka udata. Elata. Iashai. Ata. Ika ima tatatkachi kotkia makoya.
Elai
Urutikikata.
kona setuani. Oh, Shatiana.
Urutikika kokochikata.
As we feel that love and joy within. Esuguania, Eguana. Oh, Shatiana.
Auke ashkiatkawa.
Iasiguania.
Itaka oteka.
Oh, Shatiane. Enai Shukuana. Iale tuana setu. Esuguanai sutuati.
And so your heart eyes opening, imagine, or gate on the front of your heart. Picture, what does that door look like? Do the gates look like for you? See the shape of the door, the color, the handle. Feel yourself guided now from this place, grounded grace, opening your heart gate wide, feeling the immensity of the luminous, radiant, resplendent love flowing out from your heart now, wrapping around you, your whole body, shining and shimmering with the radiance of this love, wrapping you, embracing you, enfolding you, breathing into this eternal, infinite love, and letting yourself be embraced by the Great Mother in this time. Great, be mothering, act of the great remothering of you at this. Your heart freed from any pains, woes, worries, shackles, wounds, harms, hurts of the past. This embrace of the Great Mother, it's strong enough, deep enough, wide enough for love. She is from the past, that you may be empty of all that has held you prisoner. Her love is the magnificent consciousness where all past tethers, wounds, harm are obliterated in of the intensity of this white light love. Away from you all that you are ready to release fully. Give way. Take a deep belly breath, calling up from the bottom of your being, your body, the basement of here. Let it all come up now and be released on a breath and let all distortion, all of the disfiguring shadows, the demons, the devils, the entities, all that has held you prisoner in fear, be released now. No hold on you. This divine light of grace greater than any fear that has held you captive. So now, beloved one, you are free. Free to be you. Free to live your life as love as you wish.
Free.
For you are here to be free.
Free. You are free. As we anchor you in all that you have received, and we send packets of light and love into the collective, reconnecting you into the true grid lines of that Christed light, that rose light, rose frequencies, that unconditional love that is your true essence, reconnecting you into higher dimensions, higher timelines, into that true, expansive light of you, that pure heart, pure love. We anchor you in all of humanity, and from beyond the beyond, we send through time and space, through all lifetimes, all timelines that we have lived. We anchor and rewrite that all to support us in this elevation, in this raising to higher ground, raising our incarnate minds, our egos, to this frequency of love, to merge with our soul's light, the source light that lives within our hearts, through time and space, rewriting backwards and forwards into the present moment, anchoring us all in this pure heart, pure love that is our true essence. You are that and more. And we shower you in blessings and peace. Remember, beloved, that you are love and you are loved. We send this to you and all of your relations, all of your family members, your friends, all those you serve, and each other. We honor each of you for being here at this time. You are so powerful, so illuminated, so divine. You are holy, holy light. May you embrace that within you. The holy woman, that holy priestess of light, that goddess of love. She is ready to be more expressed through your being. We invite you. Come be with us. Come be with us now, and come be with us in Costa Rica. It will be a retreat of a lifetime, as our sister Pamela always says. Beloveds, you will be showered and anchored in all that you are. We give thanks to all the many beings that joined us today. We give thanks to each of you and the Sisters of the Rose and the priestesses that came to receive this medicine of love. It is the medicine for all of us. And you are that and more. May you awaken to the truth within you. May you listen to the calling of your soul as we bring you back into your bodies, into this present moment, giving thanks to all for your presence, for your illumination, your light, and your love. That is why we are here. For it is our mission to help restore love in its purest form, and each of you are part of that. We love you eternally, and we are always with you, beloved ones. And coming back into your bodies and feeling more present. 5, more present. 4, more present. 3, more present. 2, and 1, fully present in your bodies. As we close the sound, anchor you in all that you have received. Anchor all into what will be co-created in Costa Rica in April. And give thanks to this vessel for allowing us to be part of her journey, and all the beings that come and join in symphony in her vessel and with her sister. As you witnessed and you heard the symphony that weaves together the tapestry of love, that is you. We leave you in peace and blessings, beloveds. Thank you for being with us.
With deep and profound love, care and respect, gratitude, and divine grace. Thank you, my beloved sister Elohi. This has been a beautiful meeting of hearts today.
Thank you, my sister. Always such joy to be weaving love together, and it's just amazing, the tears that were running down my face every time I go into that space. It is just an amazing feeling of being home, and I felt that so profoundly today.
So did I. And it was medicine that I know I needed. I know you as well. So many people listening, and it will come to the replay. May what we have curated and generated and gathered from our hearts today shower over you with comfort, bless you with infinite joy, peace, and a knowing that you have come at this time to remember who you are. And you are love, and you are loved, and all is well, and all will be well.
Yes, we
are held. We are held.
You.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
And
amen.
we will join you at some point in the near future. Lots of love.
Yes. Blessings.